Coach, seemed like a pretty complete game from your team, and I guess lots to like from it. Is there any one thing that stands out from the coach's perspective?
Well, I thought Forsberg was outstanding. Just looked so confident. He worked so hard. He worked to get pucks for us back there, wire to wire. Really, I mean, he was outstanding. And then obviously Pinto getting his first goal is an exciting time. And then some guys, some young guys getting some minutes. But I thought we worked as a group. I thought we tracked. We didn't cheat. So, we got a good result tonight.
Going to say, is this a pretty complete buy-in to playing the right way in all three zones tonight?
Yeah, I think so. I think we committed to coming back as a group of five, to try and limit the chances against. And I thought we did a good job of that. We blocked the shots when we had to, and we tracked and didn't give up a lot of odd man rushes. And when you do that, you get a chance to stay in the game.
A lot of inexperience on the blue line. Did your young defenseman meet a pretty good challenge this evening, Coach?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you're dealing with, when you're getting in there for your first game or first couple games, you're dealing with guys that have played all year, and a couple of those guys have played thousands of games in this league, and they know how to play, and it's a learning experience for everyone.
Chris Garriock, Post Media.
DJ, just to follow up on that, I think I counted, and you had 640 games of NHL experience in your lineup tonight, and 300 of those were Zaitsev. I mean, you look at it, what can you say about the effort those guys made this evening?
Well, all six of them. I mean, especially the guys who logged all the minutes, the top four there. But the two young guys, I mean, it's so much easier, when you get in and you get to play with an older player. But when you're that young back there, everyone's got to play, and it's trial by fire, and they'll get better, as we go.
Do you see a little bit of confidence in Eric Brandstrom's game tonight too?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's skating really good with it, good in the ozone. He has to continue to work on his defensive side, but he's boxing out. He's competitive, and certainly he's playing really well.
And just one last thing for me, the Dadonov injury, was that a last minute thing or what was?
Yeah, just last minute upper body injury. We don't expect him to be out very long.
Ian Mendez, The Athletic.
You guys signed Anton Forsberg today. Obviously looked terrific tonight. How do you see him working into your goalie equation, big picture, like into next season?
Well, I mean, we're looking to win every game, and obviously we've seen a lot of really good goalie displays here down the stretch, but we think that he's a guy, that works extremely hard away from the rink in practice, and he's going to help all goalies involved, give us a chance to win. So it's going to be competitive, to see who gets all the starts. But I mean, obviously Murr's our guy, and the way he played when he came back there, is going to help us win games. But then you got Forsberg, who, if he gives you games like that, in this league, you need 2, 3, 4, as you've seen, maybe more goalies. So I think we're in a good spot there going forward.
My other question would be, we've seen a little bit of Tim Stützle and Shane Pinto together. As you watch these last few games, are you thinking with the mind to next year, like what might work as a combination, and in particular Stützle and Pinto?
Yeah, I mean, you want to try everyone. Obviously we'll have exhibition and training camp in that next year, but why not get them together? And with Connor Brown, I thought that was a good line for us tonight. I think Whitey and Paul play really well together, and obviously for me, I can play them out there against anybody. So these are all moving pieces going forward, but for sure I wanted to try them a little bit.
Mark Broussard, Le Dois.
Hey, Coach, we finished the year with 6-3-1 record against Montreal. What brings out the best in you when you play the Habs?
Well, I think they've got some young guys that are, the same age as our guys, and it's really competitive. And, I think it'll be competitive every year that you're playing Montreal, no matter where everyone is in the standings. I think you each get up for each other.
Another thing we wanted to know, what do you think of Abramov's game again, his first time this year?
Well, that's, again, it's the hard part. You don't get those reps of playing NHL games and minutes. So, we want to get him in a game or two more to see and see what he can come. He did some things offensively there, and we'll put him back in and see how he goes.
Callum Fraser, NHL.com.
DJ, 5 points coming from your blue line pairing of Zub and Brandstrom. Victor Mete also looked active offensively back there. Was it key for someone or some pairing to step up in the opponent's zone in place of Shabbat?
Well, I think both those two, Vic and Branny and Shabby, have been really good on the offensive blue line. I mean, they're mobile. They've got their head up. They're making plays, and it helps us, breaking out as well. And I think certainly with Shabby out gives them a lot more, a lot more minutes. But the challenge is big going on the road here against Winnipeg and Calgary. Where you don't get your last change and all that. We're going to have to, and they'll be tested, and it's a good test for us. And we like what we see, so far.
Wayne Scanlon, Sportsnet.
Yeah, DJ, you've had Connor Brown in Toronto and now here. Is there anything about his game that surprises you? And, did you see this offensive upside in him?
Well, he's led every team he's ever played on in scoring, I believe, up until the NHL. So, I watched him tear apart the OHL. I watched him lead the Marlies in scoring, and I watched him have a bit of this streak in Toronto. And then, he kind of got relegated down the lineup with all the depth that was there. This is probably the best he's plays. He's skating. He's working. He's thinking the game. He's at that point, where I think he feels that, in the NHL that he can do things more on a more constant basis, and he's proved that he can so far.
Richard Labbé, La Presse.
I just want to get your thoughts on Mete, who was picked up on the waiver wire, obviously, and now who's playing minutes for you. What are your thoughts about his game so far, and particularly tonight?
He's been great. Away from the puck, with the puck. He's played great for us. Really competitive, been good on the penalty kill. I couldn't be happier to get a guy like him in here at the end of the year. And that happens a lot. You're in one place and it doesn't go great. Sometimes it takes, a couple spots, before you get your game. He's just a young guy, and, there's lots more to prove, but we like we see so far.
Final one is Murray Pam at Full Press Hockey.
Hey, DJ. Jonathan Aspro was placed on the taxi squad today. Is there any chance he gets in on the weekend on a back-to-back?
Well, we'll see as guys get banged up and what have you. There's not, a mandate of such to just, get everyone that gets called up to the taxi in. But if guys get hurt and they're banged up, I don't think we're afraid to. We think he's played well. And obviously he's called up for a reason. So if we have to use him or we feel that he'll help us win, he'll be in.